Tautena di maboko o na tlhasetse komponi ya ditemane ya DBS a re palelwa go rekisa ditemane tsa lefatshe leno. Puso ya re ikaelela go seka-seka melawana e malebana le dikgwebo tse di rekisang di-franchise fa mookamedi wa banka kgolo ya Afrika Borwa a re makgetho a dithoto a beilweng ke America a tla ama thata mehama e botlhokwa ya itsholelo ya Afrika. Ke la boraro gompieno kgwedi ya Phukwi e le malatsi a le 17 o etse madume seno ke dikgang tsa Ytv tsa nako ya bongwe wa mogala ke nna ke neilwe Sitheko. Tautena di maboko o na tlhasetse komponi ya ditemane ya DBS a re e palelwa ke go rekisa ditemane tsa lefatshe leno fa ne a bua le Batswana ba ba nnang kwa Lesotho maabane bosigo. Tautena o na tshosetsa gore go tla diragala sengwe se segolo fa DBS e sa tokafatse tsela e rekisang ditemane ka yone fa ngwaga ono o ya bokhutlhong.
Now we are at that point. The country is broke, struggling, has cash flow problems. As a result of all this. So you step in as president at that time. You realize the gravity of the situation, the overwhelming gravity of the situation. And you have to now adapt, adjust. You are ambassadors wherever you are. But do we have the resources? At least at this point, no. The embassies are complaining. The buildings there also require maintenance. The resources are not there yet, but they'll be there. They'll be there. Why? Because the diamonds are still there, under the soil, in Joanne. They are still there. So if the diamonds are there, how is the country broke? Now they are not being sold. Who is selling? DBS. Then DBS is not doing its job. Maybe we should take over and sell them ourselves. That's what we should do. And that will be deemed very radical. Now this guy is a label. But the country needs the money. And it has the diamonds. And somebody who's supposed to be selling the diamonds is not doing the job. Oh no. And we are simply sitting on our laurels, folding up our arms and hoping, beyond hope, that this... No. I will take the diamonds and see what we can do with them. They are ours. These diamonds are ours. And so before the end of this year, something very drastic in that space will happen. If it doesn't happen, we will die trying. By all means.
Re salefo tautena o rile gatle go leleka ope mo tirong wa bagolwane ba puso ba go belelang fa ba dirile mongwe molato a re magato kgatlhanong le ope fela a tshwanetse go tlhatlhojwa ke makgotla a lebaneng pele motho a ka kobiwa mo tirong.
If there's a claim that is being made in that book or chapter or a journal article which you want us to take seriously, then we'll need to test it and see whether it stands up to scrutiny. No, we are not going to take it because it's written in some journal. So we need to engage each other seriously, hard, push each other hard, but on facts, on evidence, on viable propositions. This is what we need to do. Don't ask me to arrest and fire people. Tell me why. Why should I fire this person? No, they are suspected. Oh, suspicion. Suspicion? What if the next day it is you who is suspected? Should I do the same to you? Oh, no, not me. Okay. So suspicion works when it relates to somebody else. It wouldn't be acceptable if it were you. Now, this is, when we lay down these bright lines, we lay them for all of us. They don't apply to those who are in this political formation and not to others, no. So that's why I don't care which political party you come from. Come from the PDP or whatever. What you bring to the table must be competence, merit. I'll appoint you. That's just the reality. And when you come from whichever party, even the UDC, and all you are bringing is the membership card, no, I will hug you and I will sit with you, but hey, when we have serious positions where decisions and expertise is required, let's deploy the expertise. Let's now attempt as best we can to be meritocratic as a country.
Go sekaseka melawana e malebana le dikgwebo tse di rekisang di-franchise gore e letle beng gae go na le dikgwebo tse di rekisang mo marekisetsong a magolo a franchise se ke se builweng ke tona ya kgwebisano le kgwebo tiro ya Ntsima fa ne a raba potso kwa parlamenteng go tswa go mo parlamente wa Nkange motlhale Moalusi mo parlamente yo wa kganetso ona botsa tona gore wa itse gore maina a dikgwebo dingwe ga dia letlelelwa go dirisiwa ke batho bangwe fa se fela beng ba tsone ba ba bidiwang master franchise.
I'm aware of the business arrangement between franchisor and the franchisee called the master franchise owner. Mr. Speaker, the Competition and Consumer Authority has jurisdiction on the conduct of the franchise when dealing with its suppliers. That is, if the supplier agreement discriminates market accessibility of potential suppliers of inputs material. However, it does not provide for a dealing with discrimination of franchisees by the franchisor. This is a clear gap in the Competition Act. Mr. Speaker, the CCA or Competition Authority intends to empower the Competition Act during the amendment to have jurisdiction over the form of vertical restraints, including other similar forms of agreement like the sole distributionship agency.
Tona ga ke a utlwa sente gore a mme a reng ka potso ene ke botsa gore a mme would they consider banning the master franchise thing ka gore batswana ba le bantsi ne ba iponela ditshono mo di mallong tsa go set up these businesses and ha ba simolla ba ya gone ko the franchise owners ba tewa go ya go bona Mohammed kana ya go bona Abdul ko Botswana go mo ya no go dira gore batswana ba ska ba tsena mo dikgwebong tse leng gore di ka tswa dina le dipuelo jaano ke re gongwe ministera a re papamaletse gore a mme bo ene go mo go bona go le phoso e sentse re banka nngwe gore motswana mongwe le mongwe ha ke batla go rekisa Toyota for example ke gone o bula dealership ya Toyota go se ka gate ke go bona mongwe mo Botswana o whatever because business ga se tsone tsa dijo tsene ke di bua hela ke dingwe tse dintsi tse e leng gore di tswetswe ha o batla go rekisa sukiri mo Botswana go thata gore o ka bula ka gore di-supplier tsa sukiri kwa go tswetse batho ba tswetse
Ke tsaya gore mme ke ne ke rile ke ya mile gongwe ke ne ka summarize thata ke dumalana thata le ene gore sa se tisitseng kana se se diragalang kana kganya master franchising ga se it's a global thing se se diragalang e teng ya diragala mme hela ke ne ke mora ke re we are currently working on reviewing the framework gore se ka exclude batswana ba kgone gore ba participate in this high end market where they can also have a share go ska ga ba kganelwa ke gore di company tsone tse di rekisang di franchise e be le gore di thopela ka monwana gore ke mang o ka rekang ke mang o ka sekeng a tsene mo teng
tseo santse mo ka diselo fela mo kgatseng eno mookamedi wa banka kgolo ya Afrika Borwa a re makgetho a dithoto a beilweng ke America a tla mathata mehama e botlhokwa ya itsholelo ya Africa mo gaetsho na le rona ra boa.
In terms of abuse, man, I mean, abuse is so common. I mean, so many kids get it from school and not all of them know how to deal with it. How did you deal with it? Like, did you tell and was it just emotional or there was like some physical? Because some people actually get lessons, man. I'm sure along this long journey you have learned so many things, you know what I mean, that you can tell to the next person. If they're ever trying to venture into this line of work, which is very similar. So what could you say, man? I mean, what are you doing differently this year?
Now, in terms of the heart is supplied itself by arteries. These are like pipes that supply oxygen to the muscles of the heart as well. So these also can come into disease and disrespect if you don't treat them well. So this is basically the concept of the heart and the circulation. Of course, remember, the circulation consists of all these tubes coming out. These tubes that come out into the brain. You can see these large tubes here, and then the tubes that go down into your legs. These are what are called the peripheral vasculature.
Hey, this is Sports Talk with Chulani Tao. You know the show. We interview different people about sports and their life in sports. Not only that, but how sports has transitioned their life from not only better people to better role models.
I was always a runner.
Yes.
When I was growing up, but I was a short distance runner. I was a sprinter.
Okay.
So I mostly specialized in the 100 meters and the 200 meters.
Yeah, that hobbies when they were younger.
Yes, yes.
And he used to do it, like boxing.
He used to box.
So he told me the story of him, like how he really enjoyed the sport.
Okay.
And that's literally what got me into it.
Wow. Like when you do backstroke, people look at you like weird, like what are you doing? You know what I mean?
It's the only stroke on your back, so yeah. it definitely is
only stroke on your back.
ra go amogela gape wetso a jaanong re lebetsa mafatshe a sele mokamedi wa the South African Reserve Bank Leseja Kganyago o gateletse kgatelelo ya tsamaiso e tsamaelanang ya dituelo tsa Africa go tlhofatsa kgwebisano go ralala kgaolo eno kgato e ka lebanang le tshekatsheko go tswa go tautena wa America Donald Trump seno ke go tsebogela makgetho tariffs tse di beilweng ke Trump mo dithutong tsotlhe tse di tswang mo mafatsheng a mangwe.
In the case of South Africa, the impact of tariffs are in the main in two important sectors: the automotive sector and the agricultural sector. The nature of the response to that shock is not going to be global. It's going to be how South Africa itself responds to that. Whether it is negotiating with the Americans and whether it is putting some forms of support for those industries, it is a national response and not a global response. As African central banks, we have decided that we are going to enable the movement of payments across borders. And we do that by building our own systems in the same way that Europeans do the same, in the same way that Asians do the same, in the same way that the Latin Americans do the same. We are doing it not to bypass anybody. We are doing it because it will facilitate trade on our continent.
Go bega go gembola mo lefatsheng leno go tsere phekelo e sele mo ebileng bana ba ba kwa tlase ga dingwaga ba tsa karolo mo metshamekong wa gambling go ya ka dipalopalo bokana ka 36.6% ya batswana ba inakantse le go gembola e rile a bua kwa phuthegong ya go ntsha pego ya dipatlisiso mosong ono tona wa tsa kgwebisano Tirano Ntsima o na re seemo sa gambling mo lefatsheng leno se a tshwenya.
The report being disseminated today does not just contain data, it contains human stories and experiences. Stories of young people who gamble out of desperation, stories of families whose livelihood are threatened by mounting gambling debts, stories of underage children accessing online gambling platforms, often under the radar of their guardian. The gambling environment in Botswana has evolved rapidly. What was once limited to casinos is now accessible from the comfort of one's home via smartphones and computers. While technological progress is to be welcome, it also created new vulnerabilities, particularly for our youth and those in financial distress. It is, however, essential to note that online gambling has always affected the lives of Botswana as they accessed illegal online gambling platforms. The operators of these illegal gambling platforms only sought to profit from their operations in the country and did not offer any interventions for players who gambled excessively. Director of Ceremony, I have been reliably informed that the study shows that gambling participation in Botswana is widespread, with 36.6% of Botswana identified as active gamblers. This figure draws from the national survey, underscores that gambling has become a significant part of social and economic life in the country, spanning both legal and illegal platforms. However, the findings reveal troubling levels of harm beneath this participation. The rate of excessive and problem gambling stands at 6.7% of the general gambling population, signaling that a substantial portion of gamblers face behavior and consequences that jeopardizes their well-being. This figure escalates among those engaging in illegal gambling activities, where the prevalence rises to 12%, suggesting that unregulated environments carry significant risk, high risk for individuals.
Tsa metshameko di tla latela moragonyana mogaitsho na le rona ra boa.
I am here today, sitting on the red hot seat.
Who's your celebrity crush?
Social media can be both empowering and cruel.
I had terrible posture before Ms. Botswana.
Ooh, how do I do this?
I'm never conflicted in my writings, right?
I really can't say. What have you learned about love?
Are you seeing someone?
So you guys are trying to expose me.
The red hot city.
Ytv is licensed under the Botswana Communications Regulatory Authority, BOCRA. Under the license conditions and code of conduct, we are committed to broadcasting news that is accurate, comment that is fair, and programming that does not amount to hate speech or the description of gratuitous violence or explicit sex. If you think Ytv is not adhering to this code, please send your complaints to the program's manager at Ytv PO Box 1607 Gaborone or call 395-7654. You may write to BOCRA at Private Bag 00495 Gaborone or call 395-7755.
Yo, what it do, what it does. The name is TVG DJ, aka your fully neighborhood DJ, aka Altitude man, aka Mr. Nice Guy. And be sure to keep it locked onto Ytv every Saturday evening to watch the Welcome to My City mini-series featuring Stax, featuring Conerd, featuring Amsterdam, Sam Kush. Bro, it's gonna be epic. The name is TVG DJ. Keep it locked.
A jaanong re lebetsa metshameko. Mo go tsa metshameko e tla re kgwedi eno e le malatsi a le 26 go tla bo go tshegeditswe jalo lebelo la Orange Phikwe National Marathon kwa Phikwe mo puisanong le mme Cynthia Kgagodi o sepele fa batho ba Phikwe le metse e mabapi ba tla nwa moro lebelo leno ka jana dikgwebo tsa matlo a borabalo di setse di tletse.
Everyone is looking for the biggest event that is coming up next week, Saturday. Zanawa Ribiza, Taberleko Phikwe for the Orange Phikwe National Marathon. And I've got good news for you. There've been a lot of interest for Batwailo Horbane Basa register and Orbakupile Hora Orange Botswana Haisero register. What are you doing about it? Beruta Selosaro Nasalona. Okay, Bazona will give you an additional week. ya gore le ka register. So yes, the good news ke gore we have extended our registration until the 21st of July. That is next week, this Sunday. Ra re ha ile gore ga o iso register, this is your chance. Rather be there or hear about it. So registration is open. You just go to www.piquemarathon.co.bw or register. There are different categories in there. You register our Orange Money Visa card or any Visa card and upon payment confirmation, you will receive your registration ticket. It's as simple as that. As Orange Botswana, we are very big on giving back to the community. That makes Orange Botswana sailing sone. Kana tota we are nothing without our customers. So as Orange Botswana, we are really big on nurturing talent and also building the economy through sports. Yaka we itse gore kana go taboga for some people it's more than just running. Ke kganya gore ba taboga and ba dira letseno nyana ka tsone the prize money tseo tse leng gore ba di winner. And also how ka lebelela we tell gore sports tourism is one of the industries tse leng gore di tisa madi thata mo lehatsheng for gore everyone gets to benefit. Like gompieno ana ha re ka bua ka boroko go Phikwe, all the lodges, hotels, and guest houses are fully booked. They are fully booked. You know, during this type of events, we want to drive that economic boost for everyone. Not only for Phikwe, but also areas surrounding Phikwe. And one of our reasons for sponsoring sponsoring the Orange Phikwe National Marathon, at that time when after mine and batho bangwe bile se ba bitsa Silibe Phikwe gore ke ghost town. Batho na re Orange Botswana ra re no ga se ghost town, re le Batswana a re tsenye letsogo rote to make sure gore Phikwe wa tsoga. And jaaka ke bua yana, it's really amazing to see how le bone Batswana hela are responding to our call to say tang re taboge. This year we are targeting around 3.5 people, and so far I would say we are gearing towards that number. Ile gona gape go supela gore Batswana le bone hela ba tshwere mono wa gone gore o rona re Orange Botswana re batang go driver wa gore let's keep healthy, let's keep active. Re taboge re ntse re na le activations across the country. Ile gone hela gore ra re Batswana le ha ile gore ngota bo sio go Phikwe ka di 26 at least the partake in active lifestyle activities.
A pele re wetsa kgaso eno ya dikgang re lebe dintlhakgolo tsa dikgang. Tautena Dimapoko go na tlhasetse komponi ya ditemane ya DBS a re palelwa ke go rekisa ditemane tsa lefatshe leno. Puso ya re ikaelela go sekaseka melawana e malebana le dikgwebo tse di rekisang di-franchise. Fa mokamedi wa banka kgolo ya Afrika Borwa a re makgetho a dithoto a beilweng ke America a tla ama thata mehama e botlhokwa ya itsholelo ya Afrika. Re go itsise gore dikgang tsa rona ka di bona mo maranyaneng a Facebook Ytv, mme o ka re tshwara gape le ka WhatsApp line 74119 ke jaaka re wetsa kgaso ene ya dikgang tsa motsharo ono. Wetso re bagala nako ya gago go fihla mo nakong e tlang nna le letsatsi le le monate.